Hello and welcome back to Call Center Certified Trainer. Today's topic is very critical and very important. It is about scam telemarketing. Scam telemarketing is that when a telemarketer call a customer, deceive them, give them half of the information, and customer understands somehow full meaning which is not according to the product they are offering, or which is not 100% according to the law. So telemarketers usually do this with all due respect. They are involved in these kind of stuff. So as a telemarketer, if you're watching this video, you have to be very careful about these projects or jobs you are going to be working on. Make sure you are not involved in any of the marketing which is being done not according to law, or you are not explaining the product properly, or you're not giving the 100% information. So as a telemarketer, if you are working on such product, make sure switch the job, get a decent job somewhere else. I have no problem with telemarketing because this is the way number of customers take advantage of being sitting at home and taking advantage of that services instead of going to the office or going to a physical location. So this is good. I have no problem with telemarketing, but selling a product illegally, not giving the complete information, deceiving customers, or charging them some money, not providing the services properly, this is completely wrong, illegal. I know a call center in Pakistan which was closed just recently, and that is only because they were selling fake degrees. And what they were doing, that if they come across a customer, suppose that customer has been a chef for over 10 years, so they were giving them the master's degree for chef, and they were suggesting those customers to use their experience plus your degree to get a decent, a better job, which is completely illegal, of course. So do not get involved in these centers, because if you have such experience mentioned in your CV, and if you're going for a company who is a legit company, they will not hire you. They will say that if you were involved in such activities which were completely unethical and wrong, we might don't want to give you a chance to become part of our company, because you will do the same thing with possibly you will find some ways to sell the product illegally to our customers. So as a customer, you have to be very careful about these calls which you are getting from telemarketers, because if telemarketers are saying that hey, you want to purchase our product, you have to get more and more information before you make a decision. Now you have, as a customer or as a telemarketer, you have to understand the complete system. This is very important, because if you know the system completely, how the data work, how the dialer work, how you can get your number off the list, and etc., etc., that information is a key information when you are dealing with telemarketers. So first topic is that how data work. If your number has been leaked out to any telemarketing agency, there's a huge possibility that your number has been sold to different places, different telemarketing companies. Because when data companies purchase the data or compile the customer's information, that customer's information does not include social or date of birth. Do remember that. That information is a very private information. Every company is very careful about this. They do not sell your personal information to any company, but they will sell the other information, like your first and last name, your middle name, your address, your billing address, your telephone number, and probably your contact number as well. So the first question is that how this information has been sold out and how these companies gather that information. Well, there are ways to do that. Well, first of all, the first and the most important or most common way to get that information is a telephone book. Telephone book is published every year. So if you have a number which has been already published in telephone book, whether you change that telephone number or not, still that information will be available because it is already printed. Apart from that, do remember there's a feature which is called non-published number. If you do have non-published number activated on your line, After that, your number will not be published to a phone book. So suppose if you are getting a non-published feature on June 2018, suppose, so any phone book which has been published before June 2018 will have that information. But any phone book which will be published after June 2018 will not have that detail. So usually, if of course you are not sure about when the published date is, when that phone book is going to be published, so the better option is first get non-published number activated on your line. Secondly, get your phone number changed by the phone company. Tell them to change the phone number. Usually they charge, if you are in United States or Canada, they charge in between 25 to 35 bucks one time. If you are in England, I believe that they do not charge anything, but still you can make a request. They might charge you 15 or 20 pounds, and they will change that telephone number. But make sure that non-published number feature should be active before you request to change the telephone number, because feature has to be activated. Then you change the telephone number, then these records will not be published in any phone book. Second option is that your information has been published on the internet records, like 411, Yellow Pages, and all that stuff. So nowadays, especially since VPN has been activated and a lot of people use VPN, there are ways to get that information. Now, of course, someone sitting in United States can access these online records, but if someone get a VPN sitting in Pakistan or India or any other country, Philippines, for example, they can still get a VPN and they can activate an IP address, which will give the indication to the system that they are sitting in United States and they can access this data. So this is the second thing you need to do. You can make a request to get that data actually deleted from the internet as well. You can contact 411 or any other website who's publishing that data, and they can delete your record. But if you do have non-published number and a different telephone number, your data will not be published in any of these websites either. That's the second thing you can do. The third option is that sometime your telephone companies are involved in selling this data as well somehow, or your cell phone companies sometime do involve. But I believe that the bigger companies, the main companies who are providing services, let's discuss for United States. If you're living in United States, the main company is providing services including AT&T, Windstream, CenturyLink, Embark, or Windstream. These companies do not sell the data, but small companies who actually excuse me, who actually purchase the services from these companies and sell to their own customers with their own names, that concept is called CLEC. CLEC stands for Competitive Local Exchange Carrier. These companies actually purchase the services from big companies and sell these services to their own customers. So CLEC companies, there are chances that, I'm not sure, I'm not saying that there must be a chance, but I'm saying there are slight chances that these companies are involved in selling the data to different companies. So first of all, you have to be very careful about your telephone number and the information which has been leaked out, and you just have to secure that corner. Second thing, you need to understand how the telemarketing company's dialer system works. So they purchase the data, they put that data in the dialer, and the dialer start making calls on these telephone numbers. Suppose if they have 10,000 contacts in one list, once your number has been ringed once, your number will be ringed after they will refresh the list again. If they have so many people working in their center, there's a slight chance that they might be able to reset the list every second day. If they have less people, that means you will be bothered again with a call after 4 or 5 days. So at this point, you need to understand that first of all, try to see that if one company called you And if they are calling you again, what is the time limit between those two calls? If that time limit is more than, let's say 3 days, that means in 3 days their list is getting refreshed again. If that time limit is more than 5 days or 6 days, that means it is taking 5 or 6 days for them to refresh the list, unless you requested for a callback, because callback numbers can be scheduled in the dialer, which is a different case, of course.